Hello everyone. Today we will be discussing about generation and conduction of nerve impulses. So let's start. First of all, we should know that what is the basic structural and functional unit of nervous system. Yeah, it's neuron. Neuron only helps in the conduction of nerve impulses and we get stimulated. Now, what is neuron? Neurons are actually excitable cells because their membranes are in polarized state, and these polarized states are due to the presence of ion channels, ions across their membrane and outside of their membrane. This due to the differential concentration of the gradient of ion across the axon membrane, it leads to the transmission of impulses, and different types of ion channels are present in the neuronal membrane for which this membrane is selectively permeable. Now, coming to the resting potential and polarized state. What is actually resting potential? When we are just normally sitting or there is no stimuli, then our axon is in the resting state, and in the resting state we find that the membrane of axon, the inner side is negatively charged and the outer side is positively charged. This outside is positive charge is due to the presence of sodium ion, and inner negative charge is constituted by ions, proteins and potassium ions inside. And there is sodium potassium pump in the axonal membrane, and voltage gate and voltage gated potassium channel and voltage gated sodium channels also present in the axonal membrane. Actually, this sodium potassium pump is always open and it always releases, even in the resting stage, 3 sodium to the outside of the cell and 2 potassium inside of the cell. This creates positive charge on the outer side of the membrane and negatively charged in the inner side of the membrane. And the resting potential is minus 70 millivolt. Then when a stimuli is applied, what happens? The polarity where the stimulus is applied gets changed, and the inner membrane gets positively charged whereas the outer membranes get negatively charged, and this changes the potential, which was minus 70 to plus 30 millivolt, and this plus 30 millivolt is known as action potential. What happens actually is that after the stimuli is applied, sodium gated channel gets opened and the polarity inside gets changed, and this will be also transmitted along the axon from one point to another. Here it is positive present, then the next will be positive present, and it will again change to negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. It will be continuing till the axon terminals. But at the same time, there are also potassium voltage gated channel and potassium leaky channel also. Potassium leaky channel, which are more permeable to sodium, which are potassium leaky channel are more permeable than the sodium leaky channel. Then what happens? Then here there are sodium voltage gated channel and also potassium voltage gated channel. Potassium voltage gated channel will open after the sodium voltage gated channel has opened, and potassium voltage gated channel will allow the movement of inner potassium to the outside for maintaining the polarity. Then now what happens? Now the sodium potassium pump will open finally, and it will make all the changes neutralized. What will happen? First, now we should summarize it. First, when any stimulus is applied, first when we are not doing anything, means membrane is not polarized, then it is known as resting stage or polarized stage. And after the stimuli has applied, then it becomes depolarized, and the potential is increased from minus 70 to plus 30 millivolt, and then sodium gated channel has actually caused depolarization. After the depolarization, the potassium gated channel also opens. Potassium voltage gated channel releases potassium outside, and the sodium potassium pump will again help in bringing the similar conditions which was in the polarized state, and this changes in the potential or after plus 30 to decreasing minus 70 can also sometimes lead to more negative potentials like minus 90 millivolt. This is known as hyperpolarization. And when the stimulus is applied, that moment is known as threshold potential, that is just increased in the potential from the resting stage, means minus 70 will just increase to minus 65 millivolts. This is all about depolarization, polarized state, depolarization, repolarization, and finally again it will reach the polarized state. This way the impulse conduction takes place. That's all for this presentation. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.